Hello everyone, busygamerdad back again. Going to be doing a special session gameplay episodes this week. We're going to be doing an episode every day, so Monday through Friday, covering 9 Kings. This game is blowing up on Steam, and I can see why. This game is a lot of fun. There's high replayability, and it's great for the busy gamer because you can pause any run, come back to it at a later date, especially if you're busy doing other things such as, being a dad, being a student, doing anything around your house. You can just pause it and come back to it at a later date in the evening time when you have that time to unwind. What is 9 Kings? 9 Kings is basically you pick a king of a certain archetype. We're going to jump into a new run here. And you have King of Nothing, King of Spells, King of Greed, King of Blood, King of Nature, King of Stone, and King of Progress. These other 2 kings are currently not implemented, like I said, early access, but each one has their own subtle ways of playing, and the cool thing is, it's not that you're locked into these kings. When you do this game, you have a grid-based place your card, build your army situation, and then you have a wave battle against any one of these various enemy kings, and then you can take one of their cards and kind of augment your kingdom's weaknesses. Increase your spells from the King of Spells, or get money from the King of Greed, or the Wall of King of Stone has really good units and towers, really thick towers. Do a lot of damage. Nature gets really big, thick units. Various other things like that change the mode of play, and you have to adapt to it, and it's a lot of fun, and I can see why this game is blowing up on Steam. So like I said, I'll have a link for the game should you want to pick it up for yourselves down in the YouTube description. If you happen to be down there and say, yeah, I'll leave this guy a follow, I would really appreciate that, because most of the people I should say, that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed to the channel, and it would help grow the channel immensely, and I thank you anyways for taking time out of your busy schedule to come along with me on this special session gameplay where we're going to be covering the game 9 Kings this week. Now, like I said, we're going to start off with each of the kings. I'm going to do my best to get through them and blitz through and talk about what I'm doing. So we're going to start with the King of Nothing. When you pick up this game fresh and new, King of Nothing and King of Spells are the only 2 that you have unlocked. The other 3 other kings, I think 3 or 4, no, 5 kings, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's math. 5 kings are locked behind a progression wall. Have to spend money, have to upgrade plots and things like that. It happens naturally. You do not need to target them to get those upgrades. They're not super hard. It's just play the game, enjoy the game, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. So there are different levels of difficulty to play through. You can have meta run progression for perks on any of the kings that you like playing to unlock certain different ways of playing those kings. So King of Nothing is where most people are going to start, so we're going to do that. The year is 503. These are 2 enemy kings, and we also have a rebellion king. This is how you get your own king's cards, so keep that in mind for yourself, that anytime you see that you're fighting the rebellion of nothing or the rebellion of greed or something like that, that's just how you get your own cards. Let's see here. The scout tower is actually pretty crazy, especially if you get it boosted up with other things. So I'm gonna put that down here. And that's just going to be an auto turret that's just going to help shore up any weaknesses here. So we're fighting against the King of Greed. Yeah, it should be okay. Yep, finished him off. Nice, good stuff. So we do have some agency, some actions, as it were. When we are in combat, our castle, we can control where we throw rocks. Each kingdom's castle has a unique ability and differentiates it. I won't go into them. You'll have to stay tuned to figure out which one's which, etc. And what ones you might want to start playing. I'm going to do the archer unit, and I'm placing these tactically this way for a reason. Because we currently don't have any, but there are progressive elements for each of the different tiles, or different cards you place on the tiles rather. So if we get a blacksmith, that's going to be super helpful. If we get a farm, that wouldn't be terrible either. I think I'm going to play for the long game. And no, you know what? The King of Nothing, one of the big things about the King of Nothing is they can have these just gigantic armies. Because the farm. So not super helpful right here, putting the farm in the middle. I was hoping for a blacksmith, but that's okay. So you see this little shaded cursor right here? That's where I'm targeting, and I'm left clicking. I don't need to do that. It just happens on its own. Let's see here. I don't want any of these, but I also don't want to reroll and burn one of those. So I'm actually just going to get this. All right, so now here's a Kingdom Decree. This is basically just a permanent boon for our armies. And the royal decrees, there you can get all manner of them. The poison one, the overwork one, and the lone one are pretty common, but you can also get some that are very specific to your king, like in instance of the King of Progress, you can turn all your armies into rats. Or, no, that's the King of Blood. You can turn all your active armies into level 3 imps. It's just ridiculous. So I'm going to do the overwork, so that applies the buff twice. So now our army is going to get that much bigger. And then I'm actually going to do the Midas touch, because this will help tremendously with potentially getting some gold back from any of these fights. So that's going to be really helpful. Just keep on going. Gonna take out the archers in the backfield. There, good, awesome. Awesome, good. See, so the scout tower is doing 106 damage. The tower's doing 51, and our archers are doing 73. So not bad. So from here, I want to do probably more archers, get them to level 2. Because we're kind of leaning on, we're going to lean on them quite a bit. I do want to get a frontline unit. I do want to get the paladins or the King of Spells. If they give us a warlock, that would be pretty helpful. That would be pretty helpful because they do an AoE attack and they're very tanky. Let's drop them right there. Nice. Let's see if we happen to get a warlock from them. We do not. Bummer. We get a tower. We get the buff guys here. Or we can do this. The shamans aren't a bad idea. I would have much rather something else. Let's do the tower, because this one is just like a passive help out kind of thing. So in 9 years, we get a blessing. This happens every single game. It just changes the mode. Doubles the damage of the card on the targeted prophecy tile. Okay, so we have just that one. So if we put a tower on that tile, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. So in 9, so on the top here, you'll see that progressive wheel. So make sure that you're aware of that. Let's see here. How can I help myself here? I don't think I can do what I want to do here. If I put this here, can't do anything there. So maybe putting this in the backfield is probably better. Or I could just drop a castle. Let's do that. Let's upgrade our castle. And we'll hold on to that card for now. You can expand your plot. It does happen. In the normal run, you have to wait for those compass ones that you see probably about 5 years down the road. So we will be able to do that. So 1, 2, 3, right here. We can expand our kingdom to a plot for free. This is what I was hopeful for right here. This will help us out tremendously. So attack speed, and that's going to be from the Kingdom of Greed. So we're going to take that, and we're actually going to drop it here. So every year, we get a flat 2% attack speed. Just a flat 2% attack speed. And because we have overworked, that applies twice. So that's going to be super, super potent in our build. And I can't stress that enough. The Kingdom of Greed, I just don't know what it is, but I jive with them really well. And they work out really well to help boost my army. There's you're going to gravitate towards one king. You're just going to gravitate towards one king, and it happens. That's okay. That's really awesome that you want to invest your time into a specific king. Now, we are missing our frontliner. We do need to start thinking about that. Not quite so bad, but I do want to get something. It's a toss-up, really. I think maybe if we do the scout tower, that's fine. These are all 3 really good cards for us. Let's do the scout tower. All right, now we have to pick another king to wage war again. This is going to get cards from another kingdom. I think what I would actually like to do is if I do the Kingdom of Nature, knowing what cards are in the Kingdom of Nature, that's going to work well with the kind of build that we're currently having. I'll drop this right here, so we'll upgrade the towers. All the plots, as you upgrade them, do change. They all have their own individual, what's the word I'm looking for? Individual style, individual art style, and it's awesome. It's awesome. They take the time, the tender love and care to actually invest in making them each look different. So as you'll notice, this is going to start slinging arrows way faster. So incredibly fast. And it's going to be ridiculous what ends up happening. We can get our castle to the final point. We can get our shaman units to buff allies, attacks, damage on its own. Or we can get a spell. I'm going to do the castle, and we'll do the castle to its final point. Yes, I think that's what I would like to do. Yeah, so let's do that. So the castle's to its final point, so we don't have to worry about getting any more castle cards, and they won't actually show up, I don't think. I've the entire time I played this, I've never had two castles. I've never had two fortresses. It just doesn't seem to happen. So I don't know if that's just design of the game where you don't have to worry about having multiple things that you have to level up. But that might be an interesting way of going about doing a run. Now, for the Kingdom of Greed, this is going to be... Let me see here. What do I have coming next? Protect our kingdom. Oh, we have a merchant coming next. So I don't want to reroll. I want to save all the money I can. Let's do the vault. Let's hold on to that. All right, so now here we go. We can pick cards from the architect. There are different shops that come through. There's the sage, there's the warmonger, and they seem to offer different things from their, we'll say, delineation, what they offer to you. So looking here, our farm is still level 1. I could pick that up, and that'd be really good. Then we have this right here. No, I don't want to. So I'll just pick the farm up right now. And then if I re-roll, that brings me down to 43, but each card is going to be 45, even if I re-roll this. So I think I'm just going to be done. I'll hold on to the money that I have. Yeah, I'll hold on to the money that I have. And then I will... We've got to really, really get something that's going to level up and give its increased damage. Right here, something like another tower or something that would be really helpful. We have to, like I said, we have to play down to 2 cards. I could spend the 30 and upgrade a unit's damage, my castle, or my troops. So let's see here. So you're 30% there. So 15. Let's see here. Damage is 15, 2.5, and you guys are 45 and half. Yeah, this is just the better one, because now that's going to be ridiculously stronger. And I say ridiculously, those marginal upgrades is what you want to see coming through. You need to see those marginal upgrades to have sustainment in your future. Otherwise, you're just going to fail. You're just going to fail. It's absolutely... This game doesn't punish you too much in the lower levels of gameplay, but it definitely does in the endless mode. It absolutely punishes you in endless mode. If you have some weak synergies, it will exploit them, and it will ruin your day. It'll just ruin your day. Here we go. Finally, the Paladin unit. That's the one I was looking for. I would have liked something else, but it's okay. So we'll drop the Paladin unit here. They're going to start getting recruits, and they're going to start being our frontliners, so we don't have to worry about our archers getting got so much. I will drop some AoE on here because the King of Greed has those little thieves that jump into the back line and just do damage. It's kind of annoying, but we're at a point in the game where our archers are attacking so fast, and being able to just put some damage down range, as it were, that we don't have to worry about them too terribly much, but we do still have to worry about them. We could do overinvest again, but I think I'm going to do this right here. Alright, now we can expand our kingdom. And this is going to be for free. I should probably put this here or here. Because then this will actually give us the bonus from attack speed. So we'll do that. And heals the closest unit. You know what? If I put you here, that's going to heal faster. It may not heal stronger, but it will heal faster, which accumulates to faster healing. So there is no friendly fire if you have not noticed, so you do not have to worry about hitting your troops with your castle or your spells and abilities. Thankfully, the game was nice enough to do that. I don't know if they're planning on changing that in the future. I would suggest they don't. If they have any ideas to change that, that would be a very bad idea. Now, here's what we're going to do. We have how many until doubles the damage on the card of this targeted plot. So, I'm going to put the soldiers. I'm going to drop the soldiers right here, just so we have something there. They're not getting anything from the farm. They're not getting any other bonuses or anything like that. It's just how the game balances, as it were, in this regard. So I'm actually going to hit this guy right here. Hit these guys right here and focus on that group of enemies with my archers, or with my castle. Nice. All right, finish that up. There, good, awesome. Let's make combat go a little bit faster. All right, so from here, combustion causes enemy kills equal to its damage, stacks. I think I want this because we attack so fast. It's actually really nuts. increases the attack speed of my towers. No, I don't want that because we're already getting that. We can have the bonus effect apply again for everything, so we can double our double. So that's going to be ridiculous for like our units and our attack speeds right here. Or we can get 2 random cards, and we no longer get to pick. Honestly, this is not a bad one. This one really is not a bad one. It forces you to play the game in a different way, where you're, you know, constantly trying to save cards that you want to save down to 2. I think I'd rather have this though right now with the current build that we have going, because these two stacking onto each other is pretty awesome. And then I'm gonna put the static down. Let's put this down for now. Let's keep generating. Let's get the money, because this will go, and that'll give us 9 gold as opposed to 3. And then when we upgrade it again, it's going to get that much stronger. Looks like our units are folding them pretty good, which is good. I like that. I like the fact that we're not dying. That makes me happy. Dying is not a thing that you want to be happy about. So attack damage or level up a plot. This is just like a free level up to anything. It doesn't have to be the King of Nothings cards. So I'm actually going to do this, and I'm going to drop that onto the archery tower. So now the archery tower is maxed out. I could have done that on the King of Spells tower just to do it. Oh, geez. Those little thieves guys jumping in my backline are just super annoying. And that being said, there are different units that do different things. You do need to make sure you're reading what the cards do, because if you're not, you're gonna have a bad time. So the Zenith, they get 25% more damage. Good stuff. We're going to upgrade this because we're kind of leaning on that to increase our attack speeds and things like that. And look how much money we have. That's awesome. So awesome. We have money, so we can re-roll cards quite freely. And that's kind of a passive like meta knowledge, I think, for the game. Like being able to re-roll the cards is super helpful for fishing, for getting cards that you want. We don't have a blacksmith yet. If I were to put the blacksmith here, that would be crazy helpful. I think I want to do that. So if I do this here, that means that they're getting more damage and the tower is getting more damage. 2% more damage. Times, as we level up the blacksmith, it applies the buff more often. So again, with our overwork, that's the synergies you're looking for. That's the ridiculousness that you're trying to fabricate. This game definitely leans into that. The word I'm looking for is like power fantasy. This is a clone card. I chose this one on purpose because it freely clones a card and then allows us to upgrade it. So if you're fishing for something like this, now it's going to apply that again. 2/2/2. See, it applies it every year to +2 attack and constructed units. So yeah, we're gonna get super powerful. That scout tower is gonna be worth its weight, 100%. It's gonna be worth its weight of stone and then some. Alright, let's see here. So we can get the Paladin, we can get the Scout Tower, we don't need that. We can do... Let's do the Paladin, because I feel like they're the ones that are lagging behind quite a bit right now. And then we get a free plot. I'm actually going to put that right there. So we'll upgrade our Paladins. They are now level 2. These are level 1. Castle's level 3. The only level 3 towers that we currently have, or level 3 tiles that we have, is the Scout Tower and the Castle. I don't think the farm is level 3. We should take a look at that and make sure if we can figure that out. So we can get a clone card. Let's do that. Yeah, let's get the clone card. So what's level 3? Are you guys level 3 yet? No, you're not level 3 yet. Not level 3. Everything's around level 2, which is fine. That's not a bad thing. Let's get the farm. No. Let's do the beacon. Let's do the, or not the beacon. Yeah, the beacon. Let's do the beacon here and upgrade that. Because soon we're going to be able to make peace with a king. And if you make peace with a king, you no longer get access to their cards if you're at war with them. So that being said, if you're trying to go for a certain synergy with a certain king, you need to make sure that you're not making peace with them. Otherwise, you're never going to get those cards. Makes sense, right? Go figure. All right, so now we're going to go fishing for a little bit, because if we can get another spire, that's probably really helpful. No, nothing there. There's their spire right there. So now this is something else I want to talk about. The King of Nothing doesn't have these types of cards, but all the other kings seem to, where they destroy a target plot and they receive something in exchange. Sometimes it's an upgrade for adjacent units, sometimes it's opening up adjacent plots for future growth for their expansion for the kingdom. In the case of the King of Spells, you get 3 random spell cards from any of the kings. So it's not just the King of Spells, but any of the kings. So keep that in mind, and it's super helpful, but it's random. You have no idea. We're going to get the Spire because, like I said, we're going to go fishing for that. Let's see here. Doubles our movement speed, doubles crit damage, doubles our HP. I'm going to reroll. Doubles max. Unlock 3 random plots. We don't have poison right now. Let's do one more. We could do the gambling one. That'd be fun. Let's do it. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. All right, so we're going to upgrade the Spire right here. So we need to get something here about as quickly as possible so we're getting the bonus damage to it. Hopefully that's going to be something that synergizes well with our team, synergizes well with our group. Maybe it won't be, maybe it will be. Hard to say. Hard to say. But I would hope it's something that really synergizes. The King of Nature doesn't really have a unit that I want to put there, like the boars or the archers. So, well, this could actually be really helpful. This is the King of Nature's towers. So if I do this, those towers are going to start doing some crazy damage. So yeah. And they start accumulating over time, and you'll see them start appearing. They don't show up, I think, now, but they will show up very soon. Now you're probably wondering, what are your lose conditions? How do you lose this game? If the army wipes out your army, enemy army wipes out your army, they have to make it to your castle. So if your castle's in the front, it's a shorter walk. If your castle's in the back, it's a smarter play strategically. You have 3 lives that you see in the backfield, and I'll go show you them in a minute. But right now we got to make peace with a certain king. I think, honestly, I want to make peace with neither of you. I'm going to do the King of Nature, because the King of Nature, we only took one of their cards, and the Procreate card is a nice card to get units, but we kind of already have that with the farm, and we just only took the one mycelium here. Let's see here. So this is the Gold King, or King of Greed's tower. We don't want that. I'm going to drop you down there. I'm going to hold on to these cards for right now. I think I actually would like, I can't put, well, I'll do that. The static, because of how fast they're attacking, this has a chance to go off quite a bit more. And like I said before, you can stack cards, and this game leans into the power fantasy. You absolutely can stack enchantments as well as those things, so buffs on your team. Like I said, just power fantasy. This game leans into the power fantasy, and it's a lot of fun. All right, so here we go. Now, what I'm going to do, it's going to sound silly. We're going to do this. We're going to upgrade them to maximum, and we're going to upgrade you. Nice, so now we have the max farm, we have the max mycelium. We need to get the max blacksmith. The King of Greed, if we get another vault, that would be really helpful. We don't really have anything else from the King of Greed that we're too needy for. Maybe the Midas Touch would be helpful. All right, now we're at the warmongering one. He specializes in units, so enemy units and enemy towers. Are our paladins max level? They are not. So let's take the paladin card. We need soldiers. Those are not max level, and so are archers. So let's reroll. There's our archers card. And let's reroll. Nothing. Nothing. Oh, the scapegoat. This is so funny. These things. So if you are ever in need of money, these are not affiliated with any kingdom. These just show up randomly, and they're a rare card inside the shop. And they are usually, and I say this in that sense, usually very powerful. So passive backline unit, if killed, generates 3 gold per level. So you can, if you max them up, that's 9 gold per kill. But in situations like, again, if you have a spot open next to the farm and they're accumulating units, the more get placed on the field. There's always these weird synergies and workings that you can do to make them part of your kingdom. I don't want to take it, though, because it's just not going to be super helpful for us. And that wasn't super helpful for us either. So, no, I just ate my words. All right, cool. We're going to leave. All right, so we got the archers. We got the paladins. Those are now at max level. You can see that. Now we need the soldiers, but we don't have anything else. We'll do the Midas touch, and then we got to get rid of one more card. Let's get rid of the mercenaries. Yes, let's get rid of the mercenaries. All right, and so as you can see right here at the end of our timeline, we're going to be going through, doing the thing, smash these guys up. Yep, smash them up there. Yeah, that's already doing lots of work for us right here. All right, so we have static, we have library. Let's apply the static again. So now this is a stack of static. So you can't, I don't know a way to mouse over and see like the actual application of the static. You can just see that it's there. So now it's a 2% chance to hit the for one more damage. That's what I'm thinking from that. I'm gonna toss away the card right there. All right, we can expand our kingdom one more time. After this round, where do I want to place it? Probably on the other side of the blacksmith, really. That's probably the best spot for it, because that seems like where we're going to get some passive bonus upgrades. So once this comes up, or on the other side of the beacon. Before we do that, can I actually... I cannot see what cards I got. So... let's do there. And we have a vault. And... we have mercenaries. Yeah, let's get rid of them. Gain attack speed. If I drop you there. Now we just basically got the tower build. We got 3 towers. That's pretty awesome. And yes, just in case you're wondering, there are cards out there that buff only towers and structures. There are cards out there that, like, they're like the equivalent of the blacksmith to just the towers, though. So, yeah, so we get +9 attack speed on there. So, let's see here. The farm is maxed out for us. Hey, we got a soldier's card. Let's upgrade our guy there. Let's upgrade the dispenser. So, this will start attacking super fast. +15 attack speed, or +15%. Always, I'm sorry, I keep on saying +15. Read the cards, read the tooltips. It's very well tooltipped. It's very transparent. It's all percentage based. So, it's not an actual flat increase to... various things. Now, this is something here. Gains 1% attack speed for each 1 gold you receive. So if I take 99 coins, I receive 99 coins. That means that this gets 99 attack speed. Just make sure you read the cards and make sure you understand what is actually being shown out there. All units and towers have a 20% chance to deal crit damage. So this one, because of how nutters our attack speeds already are, is probably the better play than this one, because this is only for that one tower. This is for everything. So I'm going to take that one. As far as anything else goes, though, I'm going to drop you, and I'm going to drop you. Right there. And see, we just got 9 attack speed, 9%. Double it. You know, we got 18% attack speed because we scrapped some cards. We just don't have space for them. And when you have the gambler card, that's really what kind of ends up happening a lot. All right, so there we are. Good. We're gonna rinse. We're gonna actually. What do I want to do here? We have mercenaries mortgage. I could destroy a unit and get 30 gold for each level I had, but that just seems like such a waste. It really, really does. Let's get rid of the farm, and let's get rid of the mercenaries. We're recruiting, and again, these numbers on here show you what the units are doing for damage or healing. So, yeah, that healing tower, getting the attack speed, super helpful, keeping our units topped off. So now we're at the merchant again. What do I want to do here? So I'm trying to fish for another dispenser card. That might be a good idea. This is the Sage. So these are all spells. You typically get just spells from them, which is a bit unfortunate. But we'll take the Steel Coat. We'll reroll. Oh, there's a clone card. There's a flat upgrade. There's this. Let's see here. So let's get the clone card. And let's do... Is there anything else that needs to upgrade? This guy hasn't upgraded. Or that guy will upgrade to the final spot. Or that gets upgraded to the final spot. So let's take... Can we take them both? We can take them both. Yeah. This one. Yep, let's do it. All right, and then we're done. We spend so much money. All right, so we're going to upgrade you. Let's upgrade the blacksmith, actually. And then we're going to clone this, and then we can upgrade that. And now that's all maxed out. And against their team, I think that is helpful. I think that is helpful. I'm really heavy on the archer side of things. I can't really upgrade them, so there's that. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the vault, and now we're down to 2 cards. Okay, cool. I'm holding on to the overinvest because I knew we were always going to get 30 gold, and that was going to really help give us a stat boost for whoever I choose to play that on. Probably going to play that on the dispenser. No, I'm actually probably going to play that on the archery tower, the scout tower that we have, because that guy's doing work. And he deserves a little something for all the work he's putting in. Yeah, so I'm just going to do this right there, 15% stat increase. Drop that right on you. Yeah, definitely archery heavy. Archery heavy with the scout tower and the archers. And the archers and elves are different. They do not stack. You cannot mix units. It's kind of a, you know, your quintessential max kind of game here. Wow, we are just destroying fools. This is awesome. All right, now the final thing. Against the King of Spells. So they're going to have a boss in their wave. We need to be making sure that we're okay with things. Honestly, I can't play a darn one of these things. I can't play a darn one of these things. We don't have an open slot, and I am not about to destroy a unit to try and get more money. So all these just go away. Bye. Goodbye. There we are. All right, and there's the King of Spells final boss. You know, ironically a wizard. Go figure. We're going to shoot their back line. Oh, man. We are not dying. We have one unit that died. We have one unit that died. And he probably like slipped and fell or something like that, or you know, got trampled by a horse or something like that. But that's it. That's the King of Nothings playthrough. Kind of showing you some synergies for the cards with the other kings. You can do endless mode, like I said. You can go into continued run, but I'm gonna jump right into another run right now, and I'm gonna hopefully you guys will stick around for that. You get level ups and things like that. You get talk to you about your progression of things and difficulty unlocked for Lord level. Hooray! You know, increase that difficulty, increase that challenge factor. So without talking too much, I'm going to jump into here. I have already spent my perk points for this to give us something else to play. I have not done the night difficulty with the King of Spells yet, so I'm going to do that now. The King of Spells mechanics, spells, go figure. They have spells. That's what their big ideas are. They really, really work well with boosting their units, spells, and synergies through the spells. So keep that in mind. Like, I'm going to drop a library right in the middle here, and I'm probably going to put you... let's put this tower right there. Right there. All right, cool. And now the Kingdom of Spells capital or citadel or whatever you want to call it drops lightning. Just lightning bolt zzz, zzz, on everybody. So the citadel just drops lightning. None of these are super helpful. I'll take that one though. I will take that one. And then yeah, I'm gonna go here. Keep upgrading I'm gonna upgrade that. So this is the game though. This is it. It's super straightforward. You can, like I said, drop in and stop anytime you want to. Here's a save and quit and come back kind of thing. All right, let's see here. So that was the King of Nothing, always a critical. This is helpful. It's a universal upgrade for everything, but it's not as helpful as you might want it to be in the future. Because as things get upgraded, if you don't have a plot removal tool, you're kind of stuck with it there until you get one. So it kind of takes up a spot, for better or for worse. The tower isn't terrible, especially this early on against the King of Nature. The elves, I like them, but they are also very niche, as it were. All right, so what I'd like to do then is let's do the forest. Yeah, let's do the forest. Let's do the forest. Let's hear. Double the amount of healing rays from our... Oh, yeah. So this is what I was talking about before, where there's specific ones. So we'll do that one. So we're going to drop the forest here. That's going to give plus 2% health to our guys there. Not going to give them anything more than that. So now we're going to maybe get a wizard unit, or if we get another warlock unit, that's fine. Or a shaman unit would be fine too. Nope, there's a warlock unit. So we're going to do that. We're going to upgrade our warlocks right here. And then we're just going to keep on zapping. Oh, if we get another forest, that'd be super helpful, because that will definitely shore up the weaknesses of our... What do you... Oh, you're fighting the boar. I was like, why are they stuck back there? I don't know why they're stuck back there. They were fighting a boar. Procreate, poison. I could go fishing. I don't like any of these. No, I feel like it's a little too early. Now we get to, you know, get a blessing. And this is just the flow of the game. Baby boom. If you have troops on these targeted tiles, doubles the number of troops in that tile back there. Darn it. That sucks. All right, so we're going to drop you right there. Just drop this on the rats. Destroy them, fools. Destroy them. Destroy them, destroy them. Zzz, zzz. Yes. Call down the thunder. Or lightning. Call down the lightning. Thunder's just a sound. Lightning's the actual thing to be scared of. Tank unit that doesn't attack. You know what? This works really well with our forest, because they reflect all damage. So the more damage they take, the more they dish out. I would really like to get another ranged unit. They're just kind of staring at each other like, I don't know, what do you want to do? Alright, so let's see. Do we have another warlock? We do have another citadel. That's not terrible. Alright, let's do that. Let's get the citadel maxed out. Wage war on another kingdom. Let's do King of Blood. King of Blood is crazy. The King of Blood is just nuts. Alright, so they have demons and imps. Exactly what it sounds like. And those guys in the backfield, those are bombers, actually. Those are bombers. They're sacrificial units that just go in and just blow up an area effect and just ruin your day. Ruin your army. Let's see here. Destroy a plot, level up things, explodes. 10%. So this is good synergy. Unit explodes when killed, dealing 10% HP as an area damage. So that works really well as a synergy for our forest, which gives us more HP. So I'm actually going to do that on you. Because that way their health pool, when they pop, they do a lot of damage. If they pop, you know. Looks like our healing tower's putting in overtime. Yeah, our healing tower's staving off death. Well, speaking of healing tower, staving off death. Now we get our first merchant. This is the warmonger. It gives us units. That's not a bad idea. I would really have liked something different, though. The bombers, the imps. We really need some archers. That would be really fun to have. Yeah, sure. Let's do the archers. Let's do the archers. And then let's re-roll. Darn. Oh, defenders. No, we don't have them. Darn it. Darn it. I wasted that money. Darn it. All right, leave. Makes me sad. Makes me sad. I'm going to drop this here. Yes, I'll drop that there. And we'll upgrade our spire. I'm hopeful to get a library to put right where that is. The library will be super helpful for our, for all our units. Okay, come on, keep on going. Thrash these fools. I can't even see where to drop the lightning because there's too many guys. All right, elves. Oh, forest. We'll take that one. We'll upgrade that. So that should be level 2. Yep, nice, awesome. Let's hit these guys right here. When they clump up, it's really easy because then you just drop lightning and it hits multiple targets for 27 damage as opposed to the bounce where it hits them for like 2 or 3. So it's really nice to drop that on there. Defenders at max level. Sure, let's do it. And we get a free plot. Nice. Let's put the free plot like right here. That's fine. So that's funny that we actually got them, and when they... Alright, so we're going to hit those guys. We're going to hit these guys. We always end up losing just like 1 unit. Now 2. Now I spoke. I would really, really like to see if we can get the library. That would be super helpful. Yes! Excellent! Of course they give it to me when I have this guy. Alright, we're going to do the library. So the library is kind of the claim to fame for the King of Spells. And as you put spells, doesn't matter who the spells are from. As you put spells on your units, they can stack, and that's what this does. It has a 50% chance to duplicate the spells that are on a unit. So we're gonna do Vampirism. Doubles the enchantments on all active troops. We don't have any of that right now, so I'm actually going to do this one over work because it has a chance to not only increase the health, but also has a chance for this. Now we're going to put precision down, and then it failed, but it stacked everything else. So these guys have explosion, and these guys have shock. So again, you're like leaning into your spells as the King of Spells. That's like what really makes your kingdom thrive and be successful, is the fact that you lean in on these spells and just crush fools with them. Again, doesn't have to be your spells. Like the combustion is from the demon or King of Blood. Not combustion, I'm sorry, vampirism, and then carnage. Let's do you right here. And upgrade you guys. Yep, so now they're at max level. That's good. Let's hit these guys in the backfield. And let's drop these guys right here. There. Hit them. Hit them. They get hung up every once in a while, and that's just the AI. Like I said, this is early access, but it's still... This is a really good early access game. We covered it in a demo a little while ago, and it was pretty polished then, but adding the other kings has been really nice, and seeing how they wanted to go about developing the game further has been really awesome. Let's see here. Can be mounted by adjacent units. For each 1 HP has increases rider's stats. So this is a little bit confusing to me. I believe it means adjacent units with its tile, not when it's on the field. I could be completely wrong, but I'm still going to pick the clone card. Yeah, I know I didn't have anything there. I didn't have anything there. And that's just how it goes. I'm actually going to clone you, and I'm going to get you a level up as soon as I can. All right, we're going to hit these bomber guys in the backfield, blow them up. Like I said, there's no friendly fire, so you don't have the option to win against bombers running in and blowing up their allies as well as your team. It's just not how it works. Let's do vampirism again. And I guess I would like to... These guys would never die if I did that, but I want them to die because they have the carnage one. So I don't want to put vampirism on them. Or I run the risk of them never dying. So you're probably wondering why I'm targeting the backfield here. Those guys in the backfield are shamans that buff the team, buff their teammates. And that's not fun because, as you'll see, they'll get buffed and they'll get bigger and bigger and bigger. I did get a build going when I was playing this that made the thing, like, I would say probably twice as big as this crystal. There they are right there. Buffs the allies right there. We can do that. We can grab them right now, but I'd rather max out our library. Yeah, I'd rather max out our library, because that's kind of... Oh, never mind. I shouldn't have done that. We already did max out our library. I'm a big knucklehead. I'm a big knucklehead. Well, I can always put another library down and have another chance for it to proc. That's another thing you can do. That is absolutely viable. Alright, we're going to hit these guys right here. Going to hit these guys right here. I would like to get the Thorns or Poison spell from the King of Nature, but I don't see that happening. Vampirism, Carnage. Let's do Carnage. Might as well just take it. Alright, and then I will drop you here? Sure. Right there. Let's see. So I have precision on you. Let's just drop precision on you. That way you can potentially get a stack of that. Everything else failed to proc. That's unfortunate. It's the way it goes sometimes. It's the way it goes sometimes. Alright, cool. If they do give me, like... I don't know, they're executioners, which is these guys with the guns. That's probably what I'm going to take. Nope, they gave me the lab rats. I don't know. I'm going to reroll. I'm going to reroll again. Alright, are you at the max level? You are not. We'll take the defender. We'll take the defender. Right there. So now they're at max level. I do want to get thorns, or not thorns, poison. If you can give me poison, that would be super helpful. That would be so helpful because that will stack tremendously well. Oh, hit them, so you guys aren't tripped up. Yep, keep on walking through. Keep on walking through. Excuse me, pardon me. Come on. A little awkward here. Just waiting for my attacks to go off. They attack super slow. Alright, let's see here. Nope, they didn't give me poison. Let's roll. There it is, poison. Hooray! Nice. Healing ray, crit chance. I could do that again. Sure, why not? Let's do that again. Whatever. Units attacks apply 1 stack of poison. I think I'd like that on you. Because you do an area effect attack. Alright, we're gonna hit the bombers in the back, try and get some of them dead. So you can see just by the unit counts, the kingdoms are starting to get, you know, triple digits, and we're still stuck at double digits. It's just how it goes sometimes. Let's see here. I do not want to do the Mangler or anything like that. I guess I'll do Vampirism again and put it on. Well, I guess I'll do it on you. Yeah. Stack of Vampirism. Hopefully they never die. Alright, hits these guys. Let's drop lightning on the front line and see if we can get our back line in there so that they can keep working on them. Yep, right there. Just walk right through them. Just walk right through them. Just walk right through them. It's just that easy, folks. It's just that easy. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Nice. Awesome. So I do need to get something in these 2 spots. Reroll. I don't like any of these cards. I mean, I guess I can take Lab Rat. Yeah, I guess I can take Lab Rat. Make Peace. Yeah, I don't like the King of Progress's cards for our build that we have going. I think that's probably good for us to get rid of him. Make peace with him. And then we have the Lab Rat disposable unit levels up, and they have no max level. So there are builds out there that are just nuts with these guys at the forefront. Especially if you put like Carnage on them. So we'll try it. Let's put them down there, and worst that can happen, you know? As they stack their HP, they're going to get stronger and stronger. Alright, keep on going, keep on going. Just keep on hitting them. Trying to get more of these guys zapped. So they get a little weaker, and then the poison might work on them. Seems like it's taking a little bit longer than expected, though. They're probably just staring at each other like, I don't know, what do you want to do? Alright, now. The forest is maxed out, is it not? It is not. Let's do that. Let's max out the forest. And that levels up the rats. They get 4 rats now. Hooray! Alright, we're going to hit these guys in the backfield. Actually, no, I'll leave them up for now. So maybe they'll show you, you'll see the guys get taller and taller and taller. Doesn't look like they're actually getting buffed. Oh, no, right here. You see them? They're getting a little bit bigger right there. Before I dropped a lightning bolt on him. Alright, so from them, I think if I get wizards, shamans, huh? Is our spire at max level? Our spire is not at max level. Let's grab that. We have a library card. This is I don't know. I don't know. I'll take that for now, because if I put a unit here, yeah, that's maybe not the best choice. It's all good. So the architect, like I said, each one of these has its own thing. The trebuchet. Do I have the spire? I already have the spire to max that out, so I don't want to pick up another one. Attack speed and construction. I wonder if I do... No, I guess it doesn't matter. Because if I put this... Damage and healing, I think, are the same thing. So it's going to do healing for all base towers. But we don't really have any other towers, and this will just flatly buff, doesn't matter where it is, my lightning damage, so I'm just going to take it anyways. And I'll put that right, like, back here. Yeah, I think that's a fair spot. No, I'll put it here, actually. No, I'll drop that there. And the cauldron, as much as I like it, I wonder if this will do what I think it does, where we will be able to drop lightning and then it does poison on things. Because that would be super helpful. It does look like it's working? Question mark? Maybe? I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not applying poison damage per level. None of these are nice. There we are. There's a carnage. I'll take that one. And then I'll just drop that carnage. I mean, I think you guys... Well, no, you. Right? Right there. Yeah, we'll start the rats becoming little bombs. Little bombers. 10% of health, 2 damage. That's fine. Because they have 11 health, so it's roughly about 2 and like 0.1 damage. Still, that adds up if you start getting more of them. Alright, come on, zappy zap. Yeah, so it looks like the poison gets applied. I think it does. This is what my interpretation of what's going on is. Yeah, it looks like well, I guess maybe not. Maybe not. Alright, Warlock, Shaman. That would have been nice to have here. So is the Warlock maxed out? The Warlock is maxed out. Those are maxed out. Archers are not maxed out. We're kind of weak on that side. The Shamans would be nice to have. Buff allies based on its damage. Let's take that for now. And then we have another tile that we can drop down. Cool. Awesome. We'll put that right there. Let's see here. There, so stack of carnage. Nice fails, but it's got stack of precision, so every attack after this is going to be, you know, they have crit chances out the wazoo. Wow, yeah, our warlocks are just doing work. I didn't notice how much work they're actually putting in. They're putting in a lot. Right there. Shamans right there. Yeah, stack of poison. Okay, cool. I'll take it. Nice. Drop through here. Hit these guys up. I'll just start at this end and just let them do their thing down there. Doing the zappy zaps right there. Finish them up. Yeah, if the defenders aren't getting attacked, they're just not doing damage, which is fair because they don't attack. They reflect. Procreate would be nice. Is the forest is at max level now, right? Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's do Procreate. Let's get some more rats. Double the enchantments on all active troops. So now would be a good time to take that. Let's see here. So, yeah. That would make that one 22 and 4. 7, 2. Yeah, so ridiculously pays for itself. Yeah, let's do it. Yup. Yup. That's what I like. That's what I like. Oh man. So do they die though? That's the question I have. I don't know. They doesn't attack but reflects all damage taken. So do they actually die? That's actually a good question to ask myself, because maybe I've been leaning into this strategy, not thinking this through. Because if they don't die, they're not going to explode. So that would be very interesting to figure out and know. Yeah, I don't think they die. Now looking at this, I don't think they actually die. That's unfortunate. So giving them poison is probably better than giving them carnage. Huh. Alright, let's see here. Combustion. Causes area effect damage equal to 20% of attack when it kills an enemy. Well, bam, there you go. Let's keep it going. Alright, let's get these guys here. Yeah, so that's unfortunate, not reading the card and understand. Like I said, this game is wonderfully tool-tipped, but some of the interactions can be slightly confusing depending on how you interpret the verbiage that you see. So, yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. These defenders, they just don't die, but it looks like they do damage. So they do explode. They do die. That's the only way I can think that they actually end up doing things like that. So I'm actually going to take poison. Oh, the sage. So this is more spells. So that's not bad, actually. Let me think here. Static. So, wow, is anything not upgraded fully? Yeah, these things in the back. You're not upgraded fully at all. You're, like, doing nothing. So, if I pick you up, and I pick... They're not attacking, so I'm going to reroll. Oh, I shouldn't have rerolled Unified. That's why. This is just disappointing. Sacrifice all troops adjacent to target. Target plot gains the number of sacrificed troops. So basically, this is like a coalesce of all your inventory, or all your units, all your guys. All right, so we got a poison one. Let's put that on you, and let's level up the. I don't know. I don't want to say the rats. Let's level up the archers so they can try and potentially do something. All right, let's zap these bomber guys in the back. Yeah, see, I don't know. So the poison isn't actually even doing damage either. Because I would think that they got attacked, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm not going to take any of these or use any of these, so it's not that big of a deal. Let's get rid of the library that I picked up accidentally, because I didn't realize that our library was at max level, like an idiot. Alright, so zap all these guys, get them... Actually, zap these guys. Yeah, see, I don't know what the best counter is to them. Because, again, see, it looks like they're doing damage, but I don't know how. I don't know, and it's interesting to me. I still want to play and find out. And that's where this game's hooks get into you, is like you want to see the card interactions, you want to see the synergies. Combustion. There's a wizard, powerful range group, slow attack speed. We finally got one near the end of the game, but oh well, no big deal. You know what? Let's just pick him up. Final assault, sure, that's fine. That's all good. We'll drop you there. We'll drop you there, and we'll drop you in there. So this goes to show you that you don't have to fill up all the slots. Oh no, King of Nature. I have not seen this guy. Oh geez. Champion of Nature. Yep, he's dropping what the... So the Champion of Nature, yep, looks like he's doing what the Citadel of the castle does, where it drops an AoE heal and damage on the field, which is super annoying. Because if you don't have the damage to get through his stuff, this is going to be a long fight. This is already going to be a long fight. I'm just trying to kill these guys. Looks like we are at a war of attrition. Looks like I'm winning, question mark. He's got 69. I'm trying to get through his archers in the backfield. Our one guys are getting buffed up. You can see him. He's getting taller and taller. He's eating the Wheaties. So this guy doesn't actually attack. Well, something's hitting him now. I don't know what's actually hitting him. Maybe my archers are finally laying into him. Wow, this is a tough one. This is the longest I've seen this go. Whoo boy. You can do it. Now I'm just going to drop lightning on you. Yep, keep on chunking him, keep on chunking him. Yep, you can see every single time my lightning bolt drops how he's getting a little bit less, And they're permanent, by the way. Those fields, they stick on the battlefield forever. They don't time out. So yeah, this was Busy Gamer Dad. Bit of a longer opening Monday episode for our session gameplay series this week, but the rest will be only about a half hour. So thank you so much for taking a look at 9 Kings with me. We can continue our run if we want to play and just see how long it goes and get some meta progression currency for the King of Spells, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stop and I'm going to jump to recording the other episodes because I only have a limited amount of time to play today, and I want to make sure I get these recorded for you guys because this game is a lot of fun. I'll have a link for you should you want to pick it up for yourselves. The 9 Kings game is currently in early access and it was on sale at the time of this recording, so I encourage you to either pick it up or at least wishlist it to get it on sale at a later date, or maybe pay full price. Up to you. Totally up to you. While you are down there, hit that subscribe button, and thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to take a look at this video that's a little bit longer in format. Hope to see you in our next episode. Later.